Hi everybody, this is Mark Newgent, candidate for Irvine School Board 2016, here live with you to tell you about what happened today on the candidate orientation. Also going to answer your questions live for all the voters out there. So here we are. Again, my name is Mark Nugent, here live, and excuse me. I absolutely love live. You know, you can fake photos on Facebook, you can fake videos, you can even fake a scripted debate. You can't fake live. So here we are live with you, just open and honest communication. Today I went to the candidate orientation at the school board. Hey Jeff, how are you doing? I was going to share with you guys, I know you can't read this, but it says board candidates orientation. So I had about 2 hours with the superintendent, assistant superintendent, all the district officials, and all the candidates were there. We were able to ask questions. And I was a little nervous about the debate before, but it's not really going to be a debate now because we all got like direct information and all of us were able to ask questions. I drilled down on some transportation questions, some budget questions I was asking them, and I also asked about special needs programs. I want to know all the resources we have for special needs kids. And again, when we talk about special needs, it's not only the kids that are suffering, it's the parents that are going through a whole lot. So I'm going to get a good grasp on that, because I have some people that I care about here in the community that are parents of special needs kids that need that support, and they've been asking for it. Though I'm not a special needs parent, you can only imagine that the hardship that those families go through. And I imagine unless you were one of those parents, you don't truly understand. And I mean, I guess we can understand it, but unless you live it, you know. Also, I had made some notes from the meeting today. I thought I'd share with you guys. Imagine some parents might pop in. Again, if you're watching this, if you're watching this on replay, you might want to fast forward to get to the interesting parts people talk. So, hi Jill, how are you? Peppermeyer. Oh, really quick, before we go into the orientation, go into details on that boring stuff like budget book, right? Look at this budget book they gave us to study. So I went to this Veterans Network event. Jeff, you should have came because I was networking with the cards I was dealt. So I meet this neighbor here. He's actually a Marine Corps officer, and he asked me, you know, he's like, hey, what's up with your security stuff you're talking about? Because I never actually go into details, and some people think that I'm going to talk about parking a tank in front of the school or something, and I was like, no. I actually told him some of the vulnerabilities, and I told him some of the things we need to fix, and he was like, okay, got it. So if you ever get a chance to talk to me, I know I don't go into the details of what I talk about in security here, and some people think I'm going to park a tank in front of the schools. That's just not going to happen. I'm not going to put guys with machine guns everywhere. It's common sense stuff. And with this nice gentleman that I ended up laying out these little things, he seemed to nod his head and go, okay, get it. And this is another military person, so we can speak the same, I guess, lingo or slang you can say. Anyway, that was cool. He was skeptical at first, but then he turned out to be a good guy, and he's my neighbor in Woodbury. And I recognized it. He gave me his business card, and I recognized his name. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I recognize you now from hopping into the live broadcast. But then I did say some of the issues we have specifically in Woodbury is the traffic and those stop signs, and he's like, oh yeah, I definitely seem to agree on that. So anyway, we can pull some notes here and talk about the stuff. So while I'm getting situated here, that veterans business networking is really interesting because I'm never usually around veterans. So I ended up, I'm talking like veterans, like they're civilians, and I'm trying, it's kind of funny. I forget that they speak the exact same acronyms that we do. I am getting down to the bottom of this budget and how to get us more resources. After I sat there and I was able to ask the district some questions, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to get, where do I get us more funding? How do I lobby the district, right? So, and you know, and I'm trying to study like the funding. Why do we get less? Why do other districts get more? We need to have funding across the board. And again, this is all at the state level. Now I'm gonna go fight with the state to try to get us more resources. Now that I start knowing where the money's going, I have a good grasp. I know that the assistant superintendent, he's really good at projecting the budget, his office. And again, so I've gotten down to like the nuts and bolts of what I got to start doing to get us more resources. And that's what I want to do, get us more resources. So we need more resources. The LCFF is like the state funding guidance. It dictates, you know, the funding, and yeah, and they're taking the money and give to other districts. But we're trying to get a base level of sustainable funding, and then from there they can of course give more money to like the districts that might need it. But right now it's really disproportionate. So I'm going to never quit. That's why I put the hashtag never quit. I'm gonna go to the state and I'm gonna never quit. I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna study it, and we're gonna go get us more resources for our district. So people just don't patronize Irvine and say, "Oh, you got good test scores. You shouldn't get extra funding, or you shouldn't get your fair share." That's BS. We're gonna go. We're gonna get our funding, and we're never gonna quit. We're gonna keep pushing forward. It even takes 4 years. I'm gonna keep fighting this thing. So I want to get base levels of allocation sustainable under LCFF, all to sufficient base levels, and then additional allocations to districts as necessary. I know this is really boring stuff. I had to sit there for 2 hours and try to set this up, and this is stuff you really need to know. Hey, what's up, everybody? Feel free to ask questions. I saw someone just popped in. We're just kind of talking about what happened today. I went to the Irvine Unified School District candidate orientation, which was really good information. They kept talking and talking, and they're like waiting for us to ask questions. I'm just soaking it all up. I'm like, no, keep going. I need to know. I need to learn all this stuff. So, you know, I did find out what our base salaries are, what percentage of our budget goes to teacher salary, et cetera, how we're spending money, you know, Measure E, you know, all the bond stuff, percentage rates. They're really, really boring stuff. So we're looking at what I think, again, was it 2013-14? They had like 93% of the budget was salary, and then now it's between 86 and 91% based on unrestricted and restricted funding. Blah blah. I have to repeat all that. I don't want to. So, anyway, it just shows people are popping in and popping out. So, if you guys are popping in, press the thumbs up button. Let me know if you want to hear me keep talking, or chat. Say what's up if you're joining us. I did ask a question. You know, what in this district, what resources do we have for special needs kids? Because I didn't hear anyone talking about that, and I don't want anyone to forget about those kids, especially their parents as well. And I was actually thinking, I was wondering if we have any counseling services for the parents of these kids that are under, you know, maybe a great deal of stress as well, having to be with those parents. But they have a huge team that provides all these services, IEP and full spectrum services for special needs, anywhere from autistic stuff all the way into you know, physically handicapped. So that made me feel pretty good. I'm going to drill down on that and get more information, and they're very open about that, and I'll be emailing them tomorrow. Thanks for the thumbs up, appreciate it. I'll be emailing them tomorrow to get more info for Christina and Morgan. He was here last night chatting with me, and other people. Also, I thought it's odd that we don't have school buses and transportation. I myself am displaced, and they actually talked about that, because I said, hey, you know, my kids are supposed to go to Woodbury School, but I have to drive 4.5 miles. And they were like, oh, they talked about it for a minute. They're like, oh wow, one of these candidates are displaced, you know, family because of overcrowding. Now they talked for a good 30 to 40 minutes about how they study the you know, I guess human patterns of, you know, of how many kids are expected per household, and then based on the developers and growth here in Irvine, we are the fastest growing district in the state, period. We're projected faster than anyone else, so we're going to keep building more elementary schools. For right now, it's tough, and it sucks for me personally, because for me to take my kid to school, instead of walking to Woodbury Elementary, which is just right around the corner, which I could walk there in 5 minutes, drop my kid off, and go about my day, I have to pack him up in the car, which, you know, 5 to 6-year-old is tough. Drive them 4.5 miles in rush hour traffic in the morning, and then come back. It's about 40-45 minutes. You know, I got to find a parking spot. You know, parking's horrible. It's a painful process. But again, transportation, for some reason, if you want transportation for displaced kids, you have to pay for it. I've never been to a school district before when growing up that there was no school buses. That doesn't, I wonder, I'm gonna get to the bottom of that one. Again, if I would have kept asking questions, we would have been there all night. So I just asked a few questions. I just kind of left it as that. I said, what's the deal with the transportation issue? And they said, hey, we don't have any. If you do get it, you got to pay for it. Which, it's like, okay, we'll revisit that one another day. But we had probably a panel of 8 experts, 7, 8 people there from the district briefing us, all senior staff, trying to download a whole lot of information, these books, and still they skip through a lot of stuff. So I'll be reading through that and getting spun up on the district stuff. And I just want to tell everyone that actually joins me here, I really do appreciate you guys asking me these hard questions. I want you guys to ask me these hard questions because it stimulates my own learning and self-discovery. And that's the best form of learning, is self-discovery, which I've learned myself. So I really appreciate you guys coming here. I also do appreciate your campaign contributions, have made all this possible. And again, if you do want to help the campaign, you can go to markforirvine.com and you can help me out there. Let me throw that up on the webpage, on the webcam. So it's a website. If you wanted to do a donation, markforirvine.com, click on the green button and you guys can donate. I do appreciate it. We did have another batch of 300 signs today. So if you want to sign, let me know. I have 300 in my garage right now, probably another 50 or 60 in my car. I just haven't had the physical energy tonight to put them out yet. I want to do this live broadcast. Hey, thanks. Who was that? That went by too quick. I didn't see whose face there was. Thumbs up. Thank you. So if you guys want a yard sign, please let me know. I'll come deliver personally. We have a cup of coffee. If you didn't know, I love coffee. So we'll have coffee. We'll chill. We'll talk about any issues you and your family have, and we'll come up with some solutions. A big issue is communication in the district. I think a lot of problems can be solved with just talking between the district and the parents. And there's some of that's not happening. And maybe it is because people just don't want to talk. I don't know. But that's why I do these live broadcasts. I want you guys to be able to communicate with me, and we can fix problems before they're a big problem. If I had a yard, I would, but I'm in the LA. Okay. That's okay. You can still put up in your window. Let me know. Message me your address and I'll swing by and you can put up like in your window or something, or in your car. Depending on what kind of car you have, you can put in your back window or something. But I'll bring some campaign materials by. I can bring some postcards. She ordered 5,000 of these today, and they put the wrong picture. They put the one of Maverick. He had to sign up. I don't know why he had the wrong. He has it like up here. So I was kind of bummed out that. So I think I still have to pay for those. That sucks. It's like $500 or something. But we'll be doing some literature drops, so probably go early in those morning on the weekends. I have been knocking on doors, but it's just me and a couple of volunteers, so knocking doors takes a long time. I'll probably go early Saturday morning and I'm going to do a literature drop, all the registered voters. I'm just going to put these in their door, and then take a break later in the afternoon. I'll go door knocking. That's a lot of money. Yeah, I know. These are 8 cents each. And I changed it from this, and I just put the key issues like overcrowding, budget, safety, decentralization of power. An issue is, and then the special needs. I'm writing an issue, like a few paragraphs on special needs. Hopefully I'll get that up in a couple days. Writing 3 more issues on my website. One about overcrowding, that my family's affected by overcrowding. Avoid centralization of power. Hey, Mike Munzing, how are you? Okay, Mike Munzing, just so if you guys didn't know, Mike Munzing is running for re-election as the mayor of Aliso Viejo. He's an awesome person, and he does lending on the side, so if you want a loan, he'll give you money. So he's a cool mayor, he'll give you some money. He actually does my loans too. Actually, my military clients, they actually love the guy. And not to give too much credit to Mike, because another one of my lenders is here too, but Jeff, he does more of the consulting, but I won't go into that. I usually talk about Jeff's book. Hey, what's up? Not much, man. I want money, but I don't want to pay it back. Well, Kate, text Mike Munzing. He's a mayor of Aliso Viejo, and he can give you money. Not his money. He'll arrange for you to get other people's money, but you do have to pay it back. But he's got pretty good rates, I'm sure. And going into real estate, now that Mike's here, I'm a real estate agent. That's what I'm doing now in retirement from the military. And real estate agents always work hand in hand with lenders, like this, right? I always refer people to the absolute expert, which is people like Mike or Jeff. And then I'm more of the expert in the kitchens, baths. I'll figure out, set things up. And then I always, keep Mike real close. I text him at, hey, Mr. Smith. He wants to, he's got a 720 FICO, $200,000 income. What can he qualify for? And Mike will come back and say, hey, you can buy this amount of money in this house, blah, blah, blah. You give him a good faith estimate and you can buy a house. You come with me, we go hang out, we have my favorite thing, coffee, and we have a housewarming party and get you a new house. Or we sell your house. Same, right? We are thinking of renting a private place when our lease is up because Irvine apartments are crazy. I agree, and I'm looking to buy myself. I'm not sure if I'm going to be buying in Woodbury or Portola area, maybe Beacon Park. I like Beacon Park as well. So I'm currently on the fence too. So, but you need to do some real estate. I'll take care of you. Right now I'm just doing it part-time. Maybe 10% of my time is in real estate. I got a couple of deals, but the majority of my time, maybe 12 hours a day, is focusing on the election because this is for my kids. I don't want to look back 10 years from now and saying I should have done more for my kids. I'm doing about as much as I can do. And for all the rest of the kids too, his classmates. And again, Mike Munzing actually been a pretty good influence on me. I met Dale Chima, my broker. He's running for city council. So I was like, okay, I want to join this firm. So I joined Dale's team. And then I met Mike and I was like, oh man, it's a mayor. And military guys were very rank specific, right? So we hold like a mayor in very high esteem. So the veterans tend to like Mike. And he's outdoor knocking as well. What's wrong with Beacon Park? I like it over there. Just right around the corner. What is it you are super passionate about with schools? I'm passionate first and foremost about the safety of my kids, just like any other parent. I'm a parent just like you. I'm passionate about keeping them safe, and I'm also passionate about taking care of my son's teachers, because the people that are taking care of my kids, that kid's the most important thing in my life. The person that's going to be taking care of them, you damn sure I'm going to take care of that teacher, right? I mean, why would I not take care of that teacher that's got to take care of my kid all day? I'm going to keep that teacher as happy as I can, But the district, though, I've been speaking there and making, engaging more, you can say. My kids' teachers, I leave them alone. I just kind of wave at them and go, hey, how you doing? And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And yes, I'm drinking coffee. A little bit about me. I don't really drink or smoke. I don't do any drugs, nothing like that. But I do like coffee. EPA Superfund site. You talking about the Portola High School issue? The test for toxic stuff? Is that what you're talking about, Kate? The $300 million high school that some people suspect that there might be some toxins still, or some hazardous levels. If that's what you're talking about, I'm not a scientist, so I don't want to get into it. But I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. No, Beacon Park is a former EPA Superfund site. I'll have to look that up. Can you send me a link to that and I'll read about it? I'm not spun up on those details. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with what you're looking at, but I want to familiar. So, EPA Superfund site. Yeah, it's the same thing I was talking about. Yeah, some people suspect that there was some polluted location because of the military base. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I'm not a scientist. I know some people want increased testing, which if they just want to test some soil samples, I don't think I'd have any issues with that. If people just want to do some testing, I've not seen the results of last testing. That is something definitely we could talk about if you want to do more testing or you advocate for that. I know some people do. But when he talking about that, I just look at the facts, right? Look at whatever the test samples say. And again, I'd have to more studying research. I've been more focused on, of course, the safety, the transportation, the special needs stuff, overcrowding. I guess I'm not going out. A friend just texted me. My friend, actually, he's in education. Well, he was at that meeting today. So I'm kind of glad because I didn't want to go back out. I can't believe you're doing this again. Mary, I love live broadcasting. So Mary, I'm talking about, I went to the candidate orientation today at the district, and they gave us this budget briefing at the district, and then board candidates orientation. So I am no longer nervous at all about the debate. We have a debate the 5th of October. They answered all the questions. So, I mean, there's really no reason not to know things. I'm bringing this to the debate with me because everything I need to know is in here. So it really gets down to personality, right? Of how well you can memorize information. So I asked some questions. They gave a lot of information. Some of the candidates, they wanted to talk about more technology. I wanted to talk about more about climate of the teachers, some budget questions, special needs kid stuff that I asked questions about. And I asked specific about special needs stuff, and then actually one of the candidates like, oh, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very important topic. And definitely agree with that, her comment. So I got to get with Melanie. She has the special needs team, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then what else to talk about? Wrote down, we there October 5th, I believe, at 7 p.m. And feel free, we'll go over some questions or whatever if you wanted to ask questions. We have a 4-minute intro, so I got to come up with a 4-minute introduction of myself. God, it's going to be painful to have to watch all that stuff. I wish we could do them more informal. They're going to do a very formal thing, very scripted event. I like very just kind of relax and talk so we can all get to know each other and stay on the issues. Now it's going to be more about performance and who's got the best script, and they're going to ask this huge, horrible, the audience is going to get to ask these crazy questions that you got 2 minutes to respond to that you couldn't even scratch the surface in 2 hours. So that's not going to be a big fan of it, but again, we got information, I can study it, and we'll be prepared for it. But that's why I'm doing this live broadcast. This is so much a better tool. So it's at the DO. Who has the best speech writers? I do. I have a speech coach volunteering on my team. Got it down. It's at 7 p.m. at 5050 Bronca Parkway at the district headquarters. And actually, out of the district headquarters, I don't have a whole lot of signs, but I put like 4 signs like right in front of the district. And one of the other candidates like, "Geez, how many you put out there?" I was like, it's just for fun because yeah. Then I got 300 more signs today, by the way, Mary. I put together about 100 I have in my car, and I think later on tonight I'll probably knock out the other 200 or so and get them all put together. Why don't we want to I know debating is important. I really don't want to. I'd rather just focus on solutions, just work forward towards it, because I want to focus on solution and just making things happen now. Where like city council, I don't think I ever want to be on city council because they talk forever about problems and not like have this real common sense solutions. And it's one of the things I like about the school board is we can have solutions and we want them right now, and it's much more civilized. We need to put our signs in front of Stonegate Elementary. Yes, probably tomorrow. I have not much going on tomorrow, so yeah, I'll be doing that. Get all the signs out. I'm probably going to keep 50 or 100 back, or I'll order 100 more, which again, it's expensive. So if you guys want to buy some signs, they're like $5 each. So feel free to donate. I mark for irvine.com. We need money for signs. Excuse me. So I'll have like 500 total. Get a couple hundred in reserve, because what happens is as the lawn care workers, they mow the lawns in Irvine, they pull the signs up and they don't put them back. So you'll find the signs wherever. And some people think people are stealing signs. No one's stealing signs. It's just the lawn care workers pull them up and don't care. Well, Kate, we'll have those signs up pretty soon. And I'm actually trying to recruit Kate. Kate, we also talked about teacher shortage. And this is important. So let's talk about this. We got briefed by the human resources director for the district, and he was talking, we have good this, and we got, we pay our teachers well. That's why we keep teachers, is we pay them really good. And the actual superintendent cut him off because I was like, no. People quit their jobs because they're mistreated, they're not appreciated. People generally don't quit their jobs for a few $1,000s more somewhere else. People are not going to take another 10 or 20 grand a year to be mistreated somewhere else. I had a good paying job a long time ago. Really, it was really good. Full benefits, everything. And I was not appreciated. It was not a good place for me. So I moved on. I found another job. Something paid less. Because how you're treated at your work matters. And again, that goes back to what I was saying before, is I'm going to treat whoever the teacher is taking care of my son, my little kids, they're going to get the royal treatment. I'm going to take care of those teachers. Make sure they're happy, they're taken care of, and they'll probably appreciate that. Because it's not always about the money. Yes, they need money. Yes, teachers here make a decent amount of money, and they're able to take care of their own families and live a comfortable life. But generally, they want to be happy at work as well. So that's what I want to focus on. And actually, I told the superintendent, I said, people don't quit for money. They quit because they're not appreciated most of the time, or an ethical consideration. I mean, I left Century 21 to go to Keller Williams, not because of money, but because I believe in leadership. Some of my coworkers live there in Stonegate. You need your signs there, in Culver leading to Portola, no signs. Yes, I know. So I'll be in the garage in a few minutes there, honey. And I'll be putting signs up. Just taking a break. And I'm not going back out. The guy, my friend called and canceled tonight, so I'm staying home. What was that? So it was really interesting. Me and the superintendent corrected HR and said, no, it's, you know, there is an issue with the climate. I think some teachers are not happy. So I want to find out why. And I want to talk about it. It's why I do these live broadcasts. So I want teachers to come in, and you can even private message me, and I'll look at your issue and I'll do the best I can. Well, I try not to tell people who my family are. I try to protect their identities a little bit. Just like I never say what elementary school my kids go to. I can say what they're supposed to go to, but I don't want actually people know where they're actually at. So, some common sense, I think. Because this is totally public and open. Not that I'm worried about. I mean, you never know. You got to keep some things, close to your chest. So, anyway, so there was that, and I'm going to sit there. I'm going to sit down with the HR Human Resources Manager again, have a discussion with him. Hopefully, I want to really talk to him and hope he doesn't think that his money is everything, because the working conditions are very important. And actually, the superintendent and I'm talking about that. Put signs out near Portola Springs Elementary today, we're dead ends. Sorry, but we won't be parking on a no parking side of the street again. Oh yeah, Mary was out putting out signs for us, and the cops stopped her, but they gave her a warning. So luckily she didn't get a ticket. And Mary, is it okay if I tell them what your job is? I don't want to tell anyone's story unless I have permission. So we're up to like 5 people were watching us. Now we went down to 2. Anyway. So anyway, back to what else did we talk about today? I'll pull up my notes here. Sorry. Obviously, this is live. I'm not scripted here. Sure, I'm proud to be a substitute. Mary is a teacher, by the way, and she is helping our campaign. She's out there canvassing, making calls, helping us put out signs. So I really appreciate that. And hopefully we can raise some money. I would hopefully after the campaign we can have a victory party, maybe a victory picnic or something. Some wine and cheese, though I don't drink wine. I know some people like it. So, yep. So I really appreciate everyone helping us. So what else did we talk about? Average teacher salary is $75K. I think they start about 58, go up to 90 something. We do have a teacher shortage. We did talk about national teacher shortage, not yet in Irvine. However, as the economy is getting better, teachers are leaving. Like Inland Empire, there's a lot of teachers coming from Hemet, San Bernardino, and they commute here every day. So as the jobs open back up out there, they're probably going to move back home closer to their families. They're not driving 2-3 hours a day. So we have to expect that. We did have a huge increase in schools, so they had to hire like 1,000 staff. They were going through the numbers. I got my chicken scratch here. Right now we have about 2,880 staff. They hired like 900 new people in like last year or something like that. Again, my numbers may be off. Yeah, next year they're going to have 900 new students, and we're looking at least 50 new staff they have to hire, in addition to 50 that retire every year as well. So look, another 100 staff we have to hire. So there's 2 things. We got to recruit, and we have to do whatever we can to keep the good teachers we have. And they also went and they usually let go about 17 teachers per year. They went through those numbers. I actually talked to the other candidates outside, because we were talking about the teacher shortage, what we can do to get more teachers. This is the other candidates, and I suggested we explore the Troops to Teachers program. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically turning military troops into teachers, because a lot of soldiers just do 4 years or 8 years. They just do a few years in the military and get out. But a lot of them do have education, and they're fast-tracked to become teachers. So we can go to military bases, and we can recruit directly from these this pool. And these people all have a cleared background. Most of the time, they're not criminals, so we can get them, certified and become teachers. So that's another avenue. And the thing is about that, military people are usually okay with relocating. They'll move all over the world. So they'll move to Irvine, they'll stay here. Not where it's really difficult to get someone like from Texas and they've removed or something, they come out here that this isn't their home. We're military, we move everywhere. So I'm gonna explore that avenue to try to connect with the military, for troops to teachers, to try to recruit a whole bunch of military people to become teachers. That's that. A friend of mine did that plan. Actually, I knew a few people did that. One of my friends, he retired. Now he's a teacher in Upland, teaches ROTC in high school. And I have another friend of mine. He was actually a high school teacher before he went in the military. He's now a captain in the Georgia National Guard, and he probably doesn't want me to mention it, but because he hates politics. But he advises me a lot on teaching issues. Do you know anything about substitutes checking in at the schools for security reasons? Isn't it consistent across district? One school had me fingerprint button, another didn't do nothing. Yeah. Others don't. Inquiring minds want to know. Again, Mary, that's specific vulnerabilities, and that's the things that I do talk about, because that's a vulnerability, and that is definitely an issue. And they have security policies and procedures you're supposed to follow, but some people don't follow it. And that's one of the issues that I have, is we need to follow those procedures. Very simple stuff. Yeah, it's annoying. People don't like to do it, but you got to keep the honest people honest. And you got to swipe your ID card with the Raptor system. It's not perfect, but for right now we need to comply. And whoever's not doing it, it's probably wrong. Because I have reviewed the security plans for schools and the Raptor system, and we need to have structures that actually enforce that as well. I actually spoke publicly at the school board about that, I think about 6 months ago. All the speeches kind of mixed together, but I spoke specifically about that. Procedures not being followed, not being enforced. So yeah, definitely you're right. So you're right, they're wrong. That's enough said, I think, about that. And I also got some other plans to fix stuff. And that one guy today that he questioned me, that the Marine Corps guy, I mean, he thought I was gonna be like, oh, there's terrorists and we gotta put tanks out in front of the schools. And when I told him like the specific like list I had, I went down the list of things we needed to fix. He was like, oh, okay, of course, that makes sense. It was kind of like I took the wind out of his sail. It was kind of funny, but it was all good. It was kind of cool meeting a neighbor, and he's like, oh, I saw you on Facebook. I thought that was pretty cool. And we did talk for a moment about the traffic safety, which is horrendous. And though it's a city council issue, I will work with city council people and liaison between the drop off and pickups and IPD, and make sure we get a good traffic safety plan. That's another big issue, because you don't need people running in front of cars. And you see it every day at my kids' school. There's people drop off, they park, and they run across the street for their kids, and there's people going like 35, 40 miles an hour right there. And every day I see it, and I'm just like, we got to do something about this stuff. So what else we got? The transportation issue too, Mary, was weird. School buses. Why don't we have school buses? And for the people that are displaced, they displace families, and then they make them pay for school buses or transportation. I'm just like, okay, I know it costs us money. So again, I need to get those resources, and it goes down to, because I was trying to learn about how to get us more money, and we need the state LCFF needs to be reorganized. So that's one of my big projects I want to take on. And the disadvantaged schools or school districts get more funding than us. So we need, the base levels of allocation needs to be sustainable levels and under the LCFF, and then they want to subsidize other, disadvantaged, poor performing districts. They can do that. But again, we got to make it even across the board, which it is not yet. So I'm going to fight that fight in Sacramento. I'll even go to Washington, D.C., take a trip out there, and, go lobby some congressman or something and pester them and call them. They probably won't be mean about it. I'll probably take them to dinner and ask them really nicely, and they'll probably say yes. Who knows? It's worth a shot, right? And the same thing in Sacramento. It's not that complicated. A bunch of people sitting around their boardrooms figuring out stuff out. And if I can be the squeaky wheel for the district and go to the state and do what I can do to get us more funding, I will. Hi Harvey, how you doing? It's good to see you. I went to, just reviewing what happened today, I went to the candidate orientation. So they gave us this whole budget thing, this board thing. I feel a lot better about the debate. Doesn't really seem like as much of a debate now, because all the candidates were there, and we spent 2-3 hours asking questions and learning a lot. So all the gaps were filled in, and even the candidates we were all coming together and collaborating and training each other. So I don't know, it's not really going to be a debate, it's more like a forum just to talk about problems. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see what else. Got any questions, Harvey? And I know I owe you a yard sign. I've just been super exhausted, and I just got the yard signs in today. I got 300 signs today. So some people that ask for yard signs, I will be getting them out. And Mary, I can bring some more by your house if you'd like. I also talked about, you know, advocating for teachers, Harvey, and I was talking about special needs kids as well. I asked that question towards the end of the meeting. I was writing my questions, and I kind of hit them at the end, and it was really lengthy discussion. So they just said they're going to connect me with the special needs team that does everything from taking care of autistic to physically handicapped kids, and I'll dig into that because I owe Christina some answers, and Morgan. I think he lives in Stonegate area. He wanted some answers on that, so I owe him. Thanks. Can do. Keep in touch. I will do. Oh, appreciate it, Mary. Thank you. And again, if those of you do ask me for due outs, I don't forget. I write this stuff down, and I will eventually get back to you guys. And again, I want to use this open forum to head off problems before they start, and that's the huge issue: is the communication. People aren't talking. But I think we're turning a corner in this district, and I think it's going to be a bright future ahead for all of us. I think things are going to get much better. And Harvey, actually, one of my friends here were just asking about the testing, and said, though I'm not a scientist, if they want testing, then sure, why not? There's nothing wrong with doing some additional testing. What do you think? I'm not sure if you're still here or not, but I don't have an issue with testing. I don't know why anyone would resist doing some soil samples if people are worried. Like that you're going to address issues with students with special needs. Definitely. I'm really worried about the parents, honestly. The kids are going to be, I think, going to be okay. We're going to get the kids what they need. I'm worried about these stressed out parents of them. I see it every day. I see there's one parent. I see her. She has two kids. The older one goes to school with mine, and I see her every day, and I could just see. You know, she got the autistic kid, and she does talk about, you know, it's stressful. And then we have a couple other families that are close to us, my family, and one of them is 6 years old. Still, she's not talking. Last I heard, autistic, or I'm not sure what the exact problems are, but definitely. Actually, I got a nasty email about that. I don't know why anyone would oppose helping those kids out. So I'm going to counteract that with some positivity, and we're going to take care of those people. Let's see what else. Then I did have the idea. I'm gonna dig in to see if we have counseling services available for parents. And again, this all goes back to resources. I've got to get us more resources. So again, that's why I kind of was digging into trying to get into a direction of who I got to start calling at the state level to get us that additional funding for these resources. Again, but this again, after I get elected, I'll be able to do these things and have that. I'm not even going to talk about it if I don't, because we're going to get elected. But the agenda is getting longer. I'm a stressed out sped parent. And the kids single my kid out because he's different. Oh, are your kids special needs? Did not know that. I thought you were just being a parent is stressful, and it's very true. I'm only 22. I had a kid for a month. No. Yeah, being a parent is hard enough, let alone of a special needs kid. And only recently is our culture accepting of that. When are you getting elected? It's when you're getting elected, you will. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, I'm good. These things are all going to start happening when there's autism and ADHD. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I want to help your kid just like every one of them. You know, some people need more help than others. And I know right now there's maybe a stigma attached to having a special needs kids. And I remember when I was a young kid, people were really mean to them. And my ex-wife it was really horrible. She used to make fun of them, but that really drove me insane. That she would not insane. It really upset me that she would make fun of some people that were handicapped. Say it's like it's already happened. Okay, got you. Positive reinforcement. Well, I do believe I will get elected, and we're going to get elected, and we're going to do great things for the community. And I actually, I talked to Matthew Ehorn, one of the candidates for city council, and he resonated what I said last night when I don't talk about really what my opinions are, because a lot of this is I'm going to continue to represent your interests, not really mine. Though that's easier to do on a school board because every member of the board is our parents. So we're all kind of focused on the same thing. Where city council, it's really difficult to be like neutral, and that's difficult. So yeah, we're gonna do good things, and we're definitely gonna take care of those kids without the special needs. And I guess what I was thinking is, like, recently, just in my life, I've noticed, past few years it's gotten better. There's no stigma. People are very accepting. When I was a kid, it was kind of, they were mean to those. And then I had an ex-wife that wasn't too kind. I shouldn't be telling my stories, but she would make fun of them. That really upset me. I was like, how could you do that? It's just messed up. I never liked, I always get some rest. You awake for this next debate? Oh, I'll be fine. Debate's easy. It's gonna be fine. I just gotta get off my butt, write a script. It's all scripted, Mary. It's all script. I love going off script and go live. I'm the only candidate that does live broadcasting. I've advocated other candidates, please do it, but I don't know if they will. I think other candidates might have young kids too. No, I don't think. I think my kid's the youngest, but they're not. I don't think they're going to do live. That's just not in their nature. I talked to the city council guys, a couple of those candidates. I said you should do some live broadcasting, so maybe they will. But I'm trying to stay away from the city council race. I actually was approached by one of the mayor candidates and some of the city council candidates. They want to be in a slate with me. Didn't know how to use social media. No, I believe that we are doing the best on social media. If I had a social media manager, I would take it definitely to the next level. The only person doing our social media is me. So and it's very time consuming. Now, if I did have a manager, I was able to have the funds to pay for a social media manager, definitely we'd explode. But no one is using it like I'm using it. And I actually talked to a couple of the city council guys. I give some advice, but I don't know if they're going to do that. But I know Ian, he reached out to me. Actually, I got to text him back and say I'm not going to be able to be on the slate. They wanted to get put 4 names on a sign to save money with my name on there. Make sure you use Snapchat. I have, yeah, Snapchat. I'll give you, Kate, I'll give you the password to my Snapchat and you can handle that. I don't do Snapchat. I have one. And then Instagram, every few days I remember to post on there. And then I have a Twitter. And then I actually had a girl from my office. She has 37,000 Instagram followers. And she posted my campaign stuff on her page, but it didn't get any donations and didn't really drum up too much support. Got a few hundred likes on her page, and that was it. I think Facebook is, of course, the big kid on the block as far as social media goes. But it's definitely hard to keep up on all that. We have a Twitter. I get some hits on that, but not too much. That's all. The Twitter is also Twitter, Facebook, YouTube is all linked in with the website. Built your brand, ton of people that way. Yeah. Well, I think the live broadcasting is going to build our brand. Because you cannot fake live. That really, people can connect the genuine, nature of this. You can fake photos, you can pose, cheesy smile, yay, and you're really not, green screen, right? You're not really somewhere you say you are. A scripted debate, stuff like that. I love this live stuff. And I used to do Periscope. If you guys know what that is, that's a Twitter-based live broadcasting platform. Which, I actually like the functionality of that one better because you can tilt the camera and you get a better picture. And it doesn't twist the words like this. You can't even read it. With Periscope, it actually makes it so you can read it. It flips the feed. However, that one is too global, and it broadcasts all over the world. Snapchat uses video a lot, yeah. I've only posted a couple Snapchat. Like I was at Disneyland, and I posted some stuff on the fireworks over there. Because fireworks was awesome at Disneyland. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I win this election. I'm going to freaking Disneyland. Take the kids out there, go watch some fireworks, go eat a corn dog or one of those turkey legs, just relax. Then we're going to Matterhorn. Actually, my family, we love the Indiana Jones ride. We did that one the other day. And then my daughter is moving back here permanently, hopefully next month. She decided to move out here, so I'm stoked about that. And she'll be going to junior high school. So, and that's, those going to cause some stress with time. Having to get her to move out here at the same time of being in a full sprint. Next week, we're definitely probably going to be sprinting in the campaign. Be knocking on doors 3-4 hours a day, passing out literature every day. Be on my feet like more than I am now. We'll start sprinting. Got to take a few days to do the speech and prepare for the debate. We do have a speech coach, which is awesome that we have that, and she's a professional speech coach, and she's volunteering to help our campaign. So she'll be working with me, getting me ready for the debate, reviewing all my paperwork, get the talking points together, and ready to go. I love the land. Yeah, Periscope is cool. Yeah, sorry, missed your comments. So I think it's me and you, Kate. So it's already 10 o'clock at night. Wow. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the gym tonight. I'm exhausted, though. I did learn some acronyms. I learned what TOSA is. TOSA is Teacher on Special Assignment in the district. It's funny, they're throwing all these new acronyms. I'm like writing down these acronyms. Like, I gotta look this up. Trying to look smart in there. Looking like other candidates. I'm like, don't look at my notes. And I'm sitting here. Sorry. Don't act out. I'm like writing, you know. And I just say the other candidates. I'm not gonna mention their names, but if you live in Irvine, you can drive around and literally see their names everywhere. They got signs out just like I do. But I'm all like, hold my notebook so they don't see what I'm writing. Because I wrote down TOSA. I was like, what does TOSA mean? And one of the people said, hey, they knew we didn't know, and they're like, Teachers on Special Assignment. I was like, okay, so I wrote that down. Thought that was kind of funny. But it was a good learning experience, and they crammed about 5 years of knowledge, 10 years of knowledge into 2 hours. So I'll be studying, getting back with them. And Mr. Fogarty was actually pretty cool. He was really helpful, and he's super smart on the budget stuff. Teacher on Special Assignment. Yes, TOSA. I learned that. It's like a... sorry. But, I got the sense tonight that we can improve on teachers' working environments. I want to make sure those teachers are comfortable and happy, and they're able to speak their mind. I'm not sure what's going on with their labor union, why they would have these issues, but I'll cut through the union to make sure the teachers are good to go. I'm just going to go, hey, how are you doing? I'm just going to go visit them and make sure they're okay. Just like when I was a commander of a unit in the military, I would go visit my subordinate leaders, my sergeants and stuff. I would just check on them, see how they're doing, make sure their morale is up, everything's fine, have the issues, we can talk about it. I would never tell them how to do their job. I would just see how they're doing. And every now and then when you do that, you'll find issues. And sometimes you'll be able to fix an issue even before they complained about it. And when you do that, that's the gold. That really, it helps that person, like, wow, this has been bugging me for about a month. I was 2 weeks away from making an official complaint, but because you came and were smart enough to come talk to me, I'm not making a complaint, my issue is resolved, and I'm happy at work. Hey, what's up, Gina and Vic? Which is it, Vic or Gina? I'll just assume it's Vic. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? So anybody, guys, Vic's a friend of mine from the military. We served together for many years together. And he just got selected for Major, below the zone. So, Major B. And we were captains together. I'm not sure when he pins, but he should be probably Major at least in the next 12 months, if not really soon. So I'm not sure when the sequence numbers and stuff of when his promotion orders will come out. Yeah, I probably won't make Major. I'm probably just going to retire as a captain very soon, and that's that. So, anyway, Vic, I did a candidate orientation at the school district today. So we're just talking about that. I have a couple teachers here. Kate is actually in training to be a teacher. I'm trying to convince her to be recruited into the IUSD. And Mary is a teacher in IUSD, and she's volunteering to help our campaign. But Vic is in ILE right now, so he's not local. But when he is back here in Southern California, he's out in Los Angeles area at the reserve unit. And Vic is actually active duty in the reserve unit, so he's there full time. I'm just kind of hanging out in the reserve unit until I retire. And actually, you guys might see me next month. There's drill. I'm supposed to be in uniform the 14th, 15th, and 16th of next month. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that because we have the Chinese Cultural Forum with all the candidates, city council and school board and mayor races, all gonna be introducing themselves at the Chinese cultural event. That would be the 14th and 15th of October. And that's when we're a dead sprint. So I might just do a couple days in uniform during the week, go get some work done, and that's that. So, I'm running out of things to say, guys. You guys probably just sitting there listening to me jibber jabber on about stuff, but it's all good. I talked about budget, talked about special needs, talked about counseling services, funding. And I keep circling the wagons because we talk about all these programs, all these things that we want to do, and it gets back to state funding. So I'm really going to be hyper focused on the LCFF at the state level to get us sustainable levels under LCF to a sufficient base of levels. Then we can allocate to other districts. That's what we're going to be focused on. They've said they're trying to lobby and stuff, and I'm not sure how they're lobbying. What works well for me is just go taking these guys out to dinner and having a conversation and asking really nicely. It's usually worked for me in the past. But when someone says, how are you going to do this to get us more funding for the district? And the answer is whatever it takes. If I have to go and lobby, publicly speak, I will. If I just have to take someone to dinner and hang out with them and persuade them, I do that too. So, but we will, we'll do this. And now we've gotten this far with almost no resources, and I believe we will win this election with very limited resources. Just imagine what we can do when working together as a team, and we're going to see some great things. On that note, I may close the book right in front of you guys, so it seems like it's more dramatic. Anyone have any other last questions of me before I turn this off? I will hang out for a couple more minutes and keep you guys occupied. It says you have 2 people watching, so give me a thumbs up if you guys want to hear what I still have to say. And I'm going to go back to these issues I'm going to be posting. I'm going to write a couple paragraphs on the school overcrowding, the avoid centralization of power, and special needs families. Actually, let's talk about the avoiding centralization of power and keeping decisions at the local level. When we give up decision making to the state or higher, it takes a decision making from us. That doesn't, no one wants that. We want to be able to affect our, to make decisions at this level. We're more than capable. This school district obviously is doing pretty good with academics. We're smart. We can figure this out. We have a lot of resources locally. As today I found out that some of the cables and Wi-Fi and internet was actually, the cables were laid in 1996 by parent volunteers for some of the data networks that we have at the schools, and we're trying to upgrade now. So this is an example of resources we have locally and parents that will come forward and volunteer a little bit of their time to help. But definitely want to avoid the centralization of power and keep the decision level making at the local level, so parents can have some relief and be able to address something locally and not have to worry about going to the state or federal government or something for something that should be like a homework policy. You know what I mean? And that's a separate issue from Common Core. That's a whole other. I'm just talking decisions, totally different than Common Core. Common Core, that is a beast in itself. I've been learning all about that. A lot of people don't like Common Core. There's two responses I get when people talk about Common Core. Either they don't really have an opinion or they don't like it. I have not met people that have a strong opinion for it. I have met people that dislike it. Me, I'll put my issue right now. Too much homework, by the way. Well, I'm when I came into this, I was really neutral about Common Core. I never really had an opinion. I've just been learning about it. And again, it goes back to, if you vote me in, I represent you, not me. And again, I'm not opinionated on this. So if a whole bunch of people want me to make these decisions affecting Common Core, then I'm going to go that way. Or if they want me to do this, I'm going to do it that way. I will dig into it. I will communicate and talk about it. I have talked to teachers. They don't like it because it causes them more extra work. I know some people think it's good for standardization. But again, if you want standardized tests, that's okay if you have kids with standardized brains. Okay. Again, standardized testing is, I heard this quote the other day, standardized testing is good for kids that have standardized brains. There you go. But again, I'm not a teacher. I defer to people like Mary and Carolyn and these seasoned teachers to explain this to me. And I'm just going to listen, and I'm going to get us resources. That's my focus. So I'm going to leave the teaching to the teachers. I think Common Core, because it makes kids think and not memorize the facts, they have solved problems. If we had more art instruction, we wouldn't need so much Common Core, but testing does not test. Multiple intelligences. I know I tend to agree with you a little bit, Kate, because I didn't do too well in school. However, my emotional intelligence, I feel, is really good. So I lean heavily on my emotional intelligence to get me through scenarios in business or in school. And I was able to, I feel my way through things emotionally. That's probably weird for a guy to say that, but I pay attention to everything, like body language, eyes. I try to sense if someone's nervous or not. The littlest things, like kind of poker face, right? Like I could sense, like say today, I knew who was nervous and who wasn't. Once I get and I sit down in that situation, I get a little nervous when I first sit in, have all these people here, I kind of who's who, and I just listen, and I notice who's nervous. We were brief, we were the audience, the 6 candidates, and I was like, okay, who's nervous, who doesn't want to be here, who's BSing us, I try to pay attention to all this body language stuff, and not so much as what they're saying, but how they're saying it is just as much as important as what they're saying, and again, what they don't say. Again, sales stuff, right? And there, yeah, I guess Kate, going on what you say, there's multiple different types of intelligence. There's IQ, EQ, right? So I always joked to my soldiers, like as I was commissioned as an officer that had a degree, I used to always, when I was a commander, it's like jokes like, hey, I don't even know how to read, but you know what? I'm your boss. I used to mess around with them. It's like, we got a couple secretaries to take care of the emails and stuff, right? I'm going to tell my wife, she's always worried about my son's penmanship and homework. And I'm like, I'll get him a secretary when he's older or something, right? But not a big deal. It's what's interesting in Irvine about test scores and stuff, you have this culture here. The kids have a 4.0 grade average, and still the parents are like, I want you to have a 5.0. You got to do better than the best. It's really interesting. Like you see all these Kumon teaching and all these Montessori's or something around here, like a lot of tutoring stuff. They take those academics really seriously in this town, and I believe it's kind of probably the Asian culture, because my family's Asian. Teachers have to teach multiple intelligence, which are some auditory learners and visual learning, etc. Yes, I read a book about that by Paul Booth. He's the author, and who is kinesthetic, audible learner, or visual learner. I think that's what you're talking about, right? In this book, he say how people, when you talk to somebody, you face them with you try to, face your heart to them if you want to communicate, unzip your jacket. It's like all these weird stuff, and listen to the type of words they say. Like if they say that sounds good to me, like the deal or something sounds good to me, they're an auditory learner. If they say, I don't like the way this feels, they're a kinesthetic type person. And if they're a visual person, they say, oh, this thing looks good to me. Looks, right? That's the type of wording. And then when you communicate with this person, you start using their types of terms back. Like you say, I present like an idea or a deal to a client. I'll say, so how does this look to you? Because he says this looks good or bad, right? So I want to repeat back to him, this looks good or bad, right? Yeah, I get what you're saying. But Common Core is definitely controversial. I'm studying it, and again, at the end of the day, I do represent the voters, so I represent them. I represent people of this city, so it's what they want. And again, I'm gonna lean on the experts on that one, because the teachers are the experts, so I'm gonna have them advise me. I do believe it's the law. So we're very limited in some of the things we can or cannot do. Might be some wiggle room, not sure. However, one of the great things about a position like school board is we have lawyers, and lawyers will advise you what to do, keep you out of trouble. IUSD has been teaching Common Core math for years before it was required. Okay, well, apparently there wasn't that much resistance. But again, something like that, Kate, I would consult with our attorneys. The IUSD is kind of like a brigade level in the military, where we would have brigade level and higher, you have on-duty JAG officers, full-time lawyers. Like when I was a commander, if there was something that I did not know 100%, like a decision or something that could, not go so well, I would go talk to our lawyer and be like, listen, I need some advice. As a commander, I need you to advise me what's legally and morally and ethically right in this decision. And they would advise me. I go back, make the decision, I'll be good. And I also go to the IG, the Inspecting General's office. If I had something, a couple times I did. I was like, listen, this is an issue. I want to get the IG's opinion on it and the JAG officer's opinion on it. So if someone was complaining, like, I'm going to complain to IG and JAG, well, I already went there. This is what they said. And too easy, right? So as leaders, we will have resources. So I'm not too stressed out about it. And there's not going to be like life and death decisions at the school board. Like you have 30 seconds to make the decision or someone's going to die. It's not like that. It's not like the military. It is, you have about a week or two to study something and then come up with an opinion on it. I will have time to research it, talk to lawyers, talk to teachers. Okay, yeah, I'm getting tired as well. Can you tell? So it's great chatting with everybody. I'm gonna hang out for another minute, depending who's on. But anyway, Kate, I hope you reconsider working for IUSD. We do need people. The average salary is $75,000. I'm not sure the starting, but that's just the average. They told us $75,000 a year, plus 16 to 20K, something like that, benefits and retirement. It's I think quite appealing. So unfortunately, once I get elected, I'm not going to be able to work for the district. I will simply be on the board. I have a job. So maybe you can work for them if you want to be a teacher. If you reconsider, because you said you live in Stonegate, so you're pretty close by. And I am procrastinating on writing this. These are the issues I'm going to put on my website, just a few paragraphs. I'll do it in the morning. I don't really feel like writing this and double checking it. Yeah, but that's that. So anyway, guys, I am getting tired. I think I might just chill out and get some sleep. Anyway, my last viewer left. Thank you for joining me. If you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at mark.nugent@kw.com. That's mark.kw.com. That stands for Keller Williams, just kw.com. Or you can call me or text me. My phone number is 949-529-0497. That's 949-529-0497. Phone number is on my Facebook, as well as the email address. Or you can go to, and if you want to see my website, I know it's backwards, but mark4irvine.com. Or you can just message me here on my personal Facebook. I'll get back to you. Or you can message my campaign Facebook. There's multiple ways to get a hold of me. Again, first and foremost, let's have an open line of communication and stop problems before they start. I'll hang out for another 20 seconds. It says someone just joined. Okay, it says someone just joined us, so I'll hang out for a few more seconds if they want to ask a question or have a discussion about anything IUSD. Again, thank you for joining me tonight and talking about the board candidate orientation that I went to today. And again, I'm always available. I always have my phone on me because I am a real estate agent, so I always have my phone on me. You can text me pretty much 24/7. Unless I'm in the shower or sleep, I will answer you. All right, and if you guys do email me anything, I will answer. You can either ask me live, or I will open your email and answer you doing a live broadcast. So you guys take care. Thank you for joining me.